Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Beatles Rewind. As always, I'm joined by my co-host and fellow Beatle maniac, my confidante Cassandra. Good morning, Cass.
Good morning. Oh, I'm ready to get into it today.
So today we're going to cover a Beatles cover song. The title is Anna.
Okay. Kick us off, Steve.
All right, so you, the listener, you've given us some really great source material here. It's all focused on this one specific track, a cover from their debut album, Please Please Me, back in '63.
Yeah, Anna, go to him. It kind of stands out on that album, doesn't it?
It really does. So today we're going to really dig into Anna. You know, you often hear about their early stuff being all raw rock and roll.
Uh-huh. Like Twist and Shout?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
But this one, it's different. It's this sophisticated soul ballad. So our mission today is to pull out the key stuff from your material about, well, three things, really.
Okay, what have we got?
First, the kind of surprising emotional maturity the song needed. Second, the backstory behind the original song that's got a fascinating twist.
Oh, I remember reading about that, yeah.
And third, how something as simple as a head cold actually played a part in making the Beatles version so, well, legendary.
It's a fantastic example, really, of what made them special, even right at the very beginning. You look at that track list for Please Please Me.
Right.
You got all that energy. I saw her standing there, chains, and then boom, there's Anna. This deep, kind of soulful track just sitting there.
And it's a core cover song. It wasn't just, thrown in to fill space on the album.
Absolutely not. The material makes it clear this was John Lennon's pick. He specifically wanted it included.
Yeah, it wasn't like George Martin saying, you need a ballad. This was John saying, we need this song, this feeling.
And they knew it worked live, too. That's important. They'd played it loads in Hamburg at the Cavern.
Right, they'd road tested it.
Yeah. And think about that, putting this slow, really vulnerable song in front of those rowdy crowds. It must have had something powerful about it even then.
Definitely. And when you look at the story in the song, well, you can see why it appealed to Lennon. The emotional stuff is pretty heavy.
It's not just, I love you, baby.
No, not at all. It's about sacrifice, isn't it? Really mature stuff. The singer's basically telling the woman he loves, look, if you need to go back to your old boyfriend, you should go. Painful.
It's incredibly grown up for a guy who was, 22 at the time? And mostly singing about wanting to hold your hand?
Huh. Yeah, exactly. It's like this act of deep resignation.
So for Lennon, it was a chance to show off a different side.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Explore that vulnerability in his voice. It wasn't just shouting rock and roll.
Precisely. It demanded a kind of authenticity, tapping into that raw feeling. You could almost say it set the stage for later songs, like maybe Help, or even In My Life.
Yeah, showing he could actually feel the lyrics, not just sing the notes.
Okay, so let's talk about the original then, the Arthur Alexander version. The sources say it came out September '62 on Dot Records, a real piece of early soul music.
Arthur Alexander, what a talent. One of those guys who maybe didn't get the massive fame, but other musicians, wow. Beatles, Stones, Dylan, they all covered his stuff.
He was definitely influential. And the story behind this song, Anna, it's not just made up.
No, it's real life. It came from his own relationship with his girlfriend, Anne. She later became his wife.
And that tension in the song, the other guy may be richer, trying to win her back, that was actually happening.
Yeah. But here's the twist, the kind of nugget of insight you mentioned. Alexander's biographer, Richard Younger, he points out something interesting.
What's that?
Well, the song makes the singer sound like this noble guy making a sacrifice, right? The abandoned lover.
Yeah.
But apparently in real life, Alexander himself hadn't exactly been faithful in that relationship.
Oh, wow. So he flipped the script.
Exactly. He took all that messy real life stuff, maybe guilt, love, fear, and basically cast himself as the victim in the song. Art imitating life, but with a twist.
That adds a whole other layer to it, doesn't it? Dramatic irony. Makes it even more compelling.
It really does. It wasn't a #1 smash hit or anything.
No, the charts say number 68 pop, number 10 R&B. Respectable.
But critically, people notice, you mentioned Dave Marsh, the music critic, he loved the original's gently swinging rhythm.
And he pointed out the drumming, too. Kenny Buttrey's drumming. Called it tough, syncopated.
And here's the connection back to Lennon. Marsh actually suggested that Lennon might have learned how to sing ballads, sophisticated ones like In My Life, by really studying Alexander's performance on Anna.
Wow. So it wasn't just a cover. It was like homework, a masterclass.
Pretty much. Shows how deep they were listening, doesn't it? Not just grabbing the latest pop hits, they found stuff with real musical meat on its bones.
Richie Unterberger called it one of the great early soul ballads, too. He mentioned that distinctive loping groove.
Yeah, that groove. It's not quite fast, not quite slow. Sits in that interesting mid-tempo pocket. Makes it tricky.
Speaking of tricky,
Yeah.
the lyrics have some quirks too, right?
Oh, yeah, this is fun. So the title is Anna, Go to Him, officially.
Right.
But if you listen really closely to Arthur Alexander singing it, he pretty consistently sings Go with Him.
Go with him.
Yeah.
That is different.
Subtle, but yeah. Go to Him sounds like going back somewhere, maybe home. Go with Him is more like joining Him, making a choice to leave with Him.
So why did the Beatles sing Go to Him? Did they just hear it that way, or did it just sing better?
That's the mystery. They stuck with To Him, and that's the title everyone knows. But wait, there's another little tidbit.
Go on.
The girl's real name was Ann, A-N-N.
So why Anna? With two N's.
You'd think it was for poetic reasons, right? Sounds nicer, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Nope. According to Alexander himself, he just added the extra A because, wait for it, it just fit better. He needed another syllable for the rhythm of the line.
Seriously, that's it, just to make the meter work.
That's what he said, practical songwriting. Amazing.
Okay, so let's jump to the Beatles recording it. February 11th, 1963. That crazy marathon session where they did most of the first album.
13 hours, just pure adrenaline, I bet. And they got Anna done in only 3 takes.
Take 3 was the keeper, and the sources show how they adapted the arrangement. Really smartly.
Well, the original has that famous piano riff, right? Kind of country soul feel, maybe Floyd Kramer playing it.
Yeah. And George Harrison took that piano line.
And played it on guitar. Brilliant move.
It totally changes the feel, doesn't it? Keeps the catchy hook, but makes it sound like them. Gives it that Mersey beat texture instead of Nashville soul.
Exactly. Puts their stamp on it. And you got to give Ringo credit here, too.
Definitely. People sometimes overlook his drumming on the early covers.
But he didn't just play a simple beat. He really copied that tricky, syncopated rhythm from the original. The hi-hat pattern, too. He kept the groove intact.
That's key. And the harmonies. Paul and George. The sources say their backup vocals were superb, maybe even more effective than the original.
They were already so good at blending their voices. Adds this whole other layer of sort of sad beauty behind John's lead.
And you know they like this version, because they did it again for the BBC just a few months later.
Right. For Pop Go the Beatles. Kept it in the set list. It wasn't just an album track they forgot about.
Okay, but we have to talk about the main event. Lennon's vocal. This is where everything comes together, the song's emotion, the arrangement, and a bit of bad luck.
Yeah, Unterberger said Lennon added a tortured pain that wasn't really in Alexander's original.
Alexander's was sad, maybe resigned. Lennon sounds raw, desperate almost, especially that bit at the end of the bridges where he just kind of wails. It's intense.
It really is. But it's hard to pull off, sounding that raw but still convincing. Ian MacDonald had a great description. He said Lennon sounded like a passionate youth grappling with a man's song.
He was only 22.
Yeah.
Singing about this level of heartbreak and sacrifice. How did he sound so lived in?
Well, here's the crucial bit from the sources. The secret ingredient, maybe. Mark Lewson points out that on the day they recorded it, John Lennon had a really bad cold.
A cold? Seriously?
Yep, a nasty one. Lewison wrote it adversely affected his voice. But here's the irony.
A cold actually helped.
That seems to be the case. That physical limitation, the raspiness, the strain you hear, it made the vocal sound incredibly vulnerable and real.
So the struggle to hit the notes, the slight roughness, it wasn't just style. It was partly because he was ill.
Exactly. It stripped away any smoothness he might have had, any youthful confidence, and left just this raw, strained sound, like he was struggling emotionally and physically to get the words out. The cold gave him instant gravitas.
Wow. That's one of those amazing studio accidents where a limitation actually creates something brilliant. The performance sounds like resignation, partly because his voice was literally resigning.
Perfect way to put it. So looking at the bigger picture, Anna, is really significant for them, isn't it?
Oh, hugely. It proved right away they could handle complex emotional stuff, sophisticated soul music. They weren't just another rock and roll band.
And for Lennon personally, it's like the first real glimpse of that vulnerable, pain-filled voice that would become so important in his own songwriting later on.
Yeah, you can hear the seeds of help, or Strawberry Fields in there maybe.
And it just shows their great taste in covers. They weren't just picking the obvious hits, they were finding these amazing, slightly obscure soul gems that really meant something to them.
And by covering Anna, They basically introduced Arthur Alexander to a whole new global audience, helped keep his incredible songwriting alive.
Definitely. We should also quickly mention how it bounced around on U.S. albums.
Oh, right, the mess with VJ and Capitol. It ended up on introducing the Beatles first.
Then Capitol put it on the early Beatles later. It just kept appearing, shows how strong the track was. People wanted to hear it.
Absolutely. A testament to that performance, captured in just 3 takes, maybe helped along by a sore throat. It really shows how they could take something, respect it, but make it completely their own. Well, thanks for joining us today. Whenever you feel like knowing more about the Beatles, visit us at BeatlesRewind.com. Every day, we do something new there. Book reviews, song reviews, trivia, all things Beatles. Every day, 8 days a week. You can find us on the website, BeatlesRewind.com. You can subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Podcasts, practically anywhere. The Beatles, all day, every day. Kaz will do it again tomorrow.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it. See you then.
Until next time, when you listen.
Your mind conducts its own symphony.